morning, good afternoon, and good evening, whenever and wherever you and welcome back to the beat-up plan as we return to Vampire The Masquerade, the final nights. And in the last episode, I was babbling incoherently, and well, I did some stealth missions successfully. Yes, indeed, and now we have arrived in Chinatown, and it's here where I'm gonna do some shopping. It is time to finally spend all that hard-earned cash. Though I still want to buy perhaps some books, I'm sure that we will gain some more money. In fact, when I went back to my place, I found the key to Kamikaze's Inn and 200 bucks.
Hi! Welcome to Sang's Herbal Remedies. I am Sang. How may I assist you?
I see. I was in need of perhaps a refreshing herbal tea, considering my state of mind, but I must say, you don't seem like the type to sell herbal remedies.
Selling remedies is honest work. I came to America after discharge from Chinese herbal remedies forces to help aging parents restore. Definitely, I am now American citizen. God bless the Allegiance flag!
Yeah, man, I did not ask for your bio. Besides, you lie as well as a porcupine is soft.
Excuse me!
Look, I know you were in the military. So, do you know anything about guns?
Chinese invented gunpowder. Yes, I know guns.
Well, I'm sure then you have a huge store of them, don't you? Why are you holding out?
Hold on, please. These are good remedies for many problems. No credit cards.
Ah, excellent. Let me see what you got. Well, he sells only weapons, so I don't know yet where we can get the trinkets from. Ooh, he has a flamethrower. Nice! Remington? That's a tactical rifle. This isn't a sniper rifle just yet. He also has the SPAS. Man, we can do some serious upgrading in here. But first, I want to get the heavy letters. 3 operating, 1 dexterity penalty. That is a good deal. I'm buying this. There we go. And I might get the flamethrower later on. Well, it's just a good shop in general. But first, let's check out the new friends. And there we go. My new digs. Look at them. Yeah, they look indeed pretty hefty, but they look perfect for a Bali. That is the first thing I've upgraded, and along with the dodge that we upgraded in the last episode via reading some books, well, we are quite a bit more defensive, and I just realized another option we could do, and I'm sure you're starting to get sick of me with the amount of options what we can do with our skill points, is for instance to raise dodge, raise one way our research to 7, and we could actually be sitting on a nice, tightly defensive 6, which is quite amazing. But yeah, let us first go perhaps to another store. After all, I still would like to have that refreshing herbal tea. Celebrity Ash Rivers walks away from deadly crash. We already resolved that issue. This is an interesting store indeed.
There is something in this store for everybody.
Ah, indeed. Well, I do have some peculiar requests.
Everyone gets what they deserve.
I'm sure they do, but I had a few requests.
I'm reminded of a story. A thief named Lin was asked to steal an emerald for the head of his gang. The gem belonged to a man in a Hong Kong triad. Most would refuse this danger, but Lin was anxious to do it, and indeed he did.
Does this have a point? I requested some oddities, not a story.
When Lin returned, he did not want to part with the emerald he stole. He felt that the trouble he went through to take it made his ownership legitimate. The man who hired him did not feel the same way, nor did the man he stole it from. Do you know what happened to Lin?
I know that the syntax of your story is somewhat odd. First he stole it for his gang boss, now he was hired. But let me guess.
Lin was caught. One man has his gem back, but Lin's employer has nothing. I'd heard this tale from him when he visited my store. Sadly, I had nothing to sell him.
And your point is?
Lin's eyes wanted more than his hands could keep. Ambitious eyes are, sadly, not for sale here at the moment. Though I do have a buyer interested. Do you know when the next eye harvest is, by chance?
No, but I have the feeling you are going to tell me.
Lin's body is being kept in the freezer in the back of a local noodle shop, I hear. There are people there who want him intact. But I think his eyes would fill my shelf nicely if they were to wander in. Eye gouge hell. A fitting punishment for Lin.
That is the first I've ever heard that being requested of me. Eyes. Always the first time for everything. I'll do it.
I knew you would. What other reason to waste words on the ill-fated?
That is interesting to know. What is your story?
How rude of me not to introduce myself. You may call me Mr. Ox. This is my shop. Do you find it interesting? There are no two like it on the road to hell.
I see, and what do you sell for oddities, I assume?
I sell things many would find cruel. But weapons? No.
Yeah, I did not ask for weapons, but alright. I'll do your request. You better have some good stock when I return. Alright, I gouge hell it is. Well, that is some odd, well, herbal remedy, if you will. Conflagration seems good to me, or perhaps obscurate. To, you know, avoid the fight altogether. Though I don't think you can avoid the fight altogether, but you can make it a lot easier on yourself. There we go. Well, activated a little too late, but there we go. Got ourselves two nice weapons. And we have eyeballs. Eyeballs? Yes, eyeballs. That was what was requested of me anyways. And in the back you already hear the front of the store, which is kind of interesting, but that always felt to me a little quirky. Let's run, and not obfuscate in the middle of the road. That's probably a bad idea. Even though they say it does not violate the masquerade, I find that rather frickin' silly if you would suddenly go invisible middle of the road. What I find silly is perhaps not what Ventru finds silly. Just like I don't find silly dancing in one spot, but perhaps you might. So, let's go. I really need a refreshing herbal tea.
Always welcome here.
Yes, indeed. I have your eyes.
Yes, they stare ambitiously. Hello, Lin. Do you like it there? These are an excellent addition to my shop. Here, Please accept this as a fair trade. I have another task, if it piques your curiosity.
Let us hear it.
I need you to be a bad luck farmer. Do you know what this is?
No, but why don't you tell me?
A customer has bought an unlucky talisman from me and wishes it delivered to an enemy of theirs. I need you to place this in the locker of a patron at the Lotus Blossom Massage Parlor so that the bad luck can bloom.
That's not a problem. I'll do it.
My customer has placed a black circle on his enemy's locker. Plant the talisman. Bad luck, farmer.
Well, as long as you'll pay me, I will put up with you. I'll be right back. I'm sure that the man has some trick up his sleeve regarding that. I have the feeling he has been in the business for a while. I wonder if he's perhaps a changeling in disguise or perhaps another entity. So, the Lotus Blossom. Oh, not allowed to go in that way. Right. Can only go in through the back right now. As I'm only but a black Lotus. I cannot enter. Oh, that's probably on later on in the game when I get a certain mission solved. Well, we'll have to wait on that then. Let us go and see at least what he has for sale. I am still also interested in perhaps just raising my presence because it would raise 3 other skills and it's really hard to get 24 experience points.
Always welcome here.
Yes, I would like you to show me your wares before I, well, do your job. Alright. And here we go. The Blood Talisman. All Kindred have the innate power to push their undead bodies to the height of mortal capacity, but only for a moment at the dire cost of blood. Blood buff duration increased by 25%. Alright. Increase defense by 1 point. Let's see here. Let's just go around about it. This is all specs. We don't have all specs. Presence. 25% longer than normal. We could use that one. Antique Locket. Fortitude we don't use. Obscavate we use. Man, these things are also worth some money, but they're awesome. Celerity we don't use. Potence we don't use. And this is extra point of experience every time you are awarded 3 or more experience points. We already have this ability, but oh, you want this one very, very quick. You need to race for this thing. I have done this before in the vanilla game. I raced to get this item, brought it back, and then did all the missions that could reward you 3 experience points. Is this still worth it, is the question. Yes, it is. Buy, Obscavate, or Presence. Or both of them. Both of them. Voila! We have just been strengthened quite a bit. Now, these Solar Sept, I have to say, it's a little weak now that we are later in the game and we have already done some missions that give us quite a few experience points. But I think there are quite a few ahead more than and will be good for us to get. So, voila! Bought them all. I am not expecting for us to get Inspection 10. Because I know you can get all of these for free if you raise your inspection up to 10. But that is not what I'm going for. So, I am going to buy all these trinkets. And there is the money that I've all gathered up, spent. Or at least a good chunk of it. I would say good things all around. Well, let's go towards the front of this noodle shop.
Deb's back, and she's got a fresh cup of coffee ready to take it into the AM. In case you didn't know it, you're tuned into the Deb of Night on KTRK.
Ayashine?
I'm sorry?
I am she. I am not like all the rest. But I have no vengeance for you. Yet.
I see, but there's no need for that. Might I ask who you are, young lady?
Ogami Yukie desu. I am she. Demon hunter. I come to this city for the blood of the demon that killed my master. Do not interfere. My revenge will cut through you if it has to.
Yes, General.
I see. But I am no friend of the Kuei Jin, at least you assume. You mean those demons?
I hunt no Kuei-jin. I hunt Hengeyokai. My sensei killed demon that killed my family. And now I take the life of his killer. I follow trail of corpses from Japan to Rosu and Geresu. Hengeyokai is here, and it will die here.
I see, and what is a Hengyokai?
Hengeyokai is a demon that hides in the skin of man. But it is not man.
I see, but that's kind of difficult to track down. Do you know where it is?
I know he is nearby. Edo... I lose its trail. Do you meet Hengeyokai?
Actually, no, but I can keep an eye for it if you want. I can keep an eye out for it if you want.
Hontone?
What's the word?
I appreciate your concern for my vengeance. Arigato gozaimasu. Do not pity Hengeyokai. It is a bad demon. The kind that make a little girl into hunter.
Well, I understand. But I do actually have a few questions, if I may.
Nani?
What do you know actually about the Kuei Jin?
They are ghost people. Ghost and dead person. I do not like Kuei-jin. I do not like demons. Excuse me.
Makes sense now.
Yes, well, no offense taken. More people call us demons as well. Another question, if I may, though.
Nani?
Any other info you could tell me about this Hengyokai?
Hengeyokai scent smell like... sakana. Fishes. I don't know why. Maybe other demons know why.
Other demons, you say? Well, I'll ask around. See you. I do think that perhaps we should make ourselves known to the Kuei Jin. After all, I am already operating in their territory, and I do think they might take offense to that. That they handle anything like the Kindred Society. And somehow I have the feeling that they will and won't. Ooh. You also changed this music, but I liked it so much. Oh well. Or has it been changed? Don't know for sure.
Welcome, Kindred. And thank you for respecting our traditions by announcing your presence in our domain. I am Ming Zhao, High Priestess to the people of Chinatown. Can I get you anything? Tea, perhaps?
I'm afraid I do not drink tea. But nonetheless, I thank you for the offer.
Ah, that is right. Your kind drinks solely of mortal blood, correct? No longer may you partake in the simple pleasures of the mortal realm. A shame.
It is indeed, but... can you then?
Yes. We Kuei Jin are similar to you, Kindred, in fewer ways than you might imagine.
I see. But you are called vampires of the East, are you not?
We are supernatural. That does not mean we are like yourself. We are beings returned through the second breath for a purpose.
And this second breath, I'm afraid I do not understand this meaning of it.
The second breath, our rebirth into the supernatural form. It is a spiritual awakening, not some lowly blood ritual meant to spread a despicable curse.
I see, but we both have returned from the dead. In that way, we are similar.
We share superficial similarities. Kuei Jin feed on essences that can be found in blood, yes. But as we refine our existence, rarely are we lowered to consume the bodily fluids of others.
So, as a mortal, Can you choose to use this second breath?
No, we do not choose, but events of our lives can awaken dark spiritual energies. We are not born of the whims of another as the kindred are.
But you do call them dark spiritual energies. I'm certain that some sages would consider that also a similarity. So why are some chosen to become touched by this dark spiritual energy?
The reasons are as numerous as the Quajian themselves. Each is reborn with a purpose that they must find. Once their path is evident, they must seek to fulfill it, even if it takes eternity.
That sounds as much as a curse as the embrace of Cain, or so some would say.
On the contrary, it is another chance for us to find our place in the universe. A chance for transcendence. We are not damned, not burdened with an ancient guilt, as in the legend of your biblical progenitor.
I see. Speaking of legends, by the way, have you ever heard of the uncurrent sarcophagus?
Of course. The entire city is alight with news of its arrival and speculation about one of your ancient vampire grandfathers and his evil apocalyptic plot.
I see. I take it you don't believe in that, considering your tone?
Quajian do not share your history, nor do we share in your false prophecies.
Yes, well, if you call them false, you already deem them not worthy to listen to. And yours better, I assume?
It all serves to distract the kindred. Such a distasteful existence you live, skulking in the shadows, fighting for scraps and fearing the return of your fictitious fathers, completely oblivious to your true purpose.
And I suppose you know everyone's true purpose?
No, I do not. But with my help, you might find the path you were meant for. Instead, you stumble through the afterlife, a meaty remnant still clinging to the mortal rib.
I see. You know, you are insulting the kindred over and over. Perhaps unwittingly, but you are. You might want to stop such things.
You must misunderstand me, young kindred. Certainly I do not mean to offend.
Yes, well, I understand. A difference in culture, if you will. But to get back to the original point, do you know where the current sarcophagus might be located?
We seek it, of course. I have two of my best agents looking. It could be a powerful bargaining tool.
Ah, I see. Might I be so bold as to ask who my competition is?
Let me just say that I do not encourage you to seek the Ankaran sarcophagus.
Right. Well, I do have a few questions, if I may.
What can I help you with?
Well, have you ever heard of a Hengyokai?
Ah yes, the Hengeyokai. Zigena, I believe his name was. I had nearly forgotten him.
Then you know him?
He announced his presence in our domain, and I granted him permission to operate. He does not act on my behalf, however, I can assure you.
No, I did not even ask for that. Very interesting that you find the need to add that. But might I ask where I can find him?
I believe he said he operates an importing business and entertains clients at the Red Dragon.
Thank you. I do have one other question, if I may.
What can I help you with?
Well, I am looking for a missing Nosferatu.
So, the great Nosferatu have lost an agent, have they? It was not by my hand, if that's what they think.
Did not say that you did so, and once again, why need for the defense, but... Do you have any idea where he could be?
I don't know where he is. Perhaps you should speak with Wong Ho about this.
Who is Wang Ho?
Wong Ho owns the Red Dragon restaurant. He's a prominent businessman who has garnered much respect among his people. If something is amiss in Chinatown, he may know how to help you.
Well, I'll head down then to the Red Dragon. It seems many strings of faith lead to that place.
I grant you permission to operate in the Quajian domain. For now, may you find your path, kindred.
Thank you. Quite polite. Is somewhat haughty. Well, time for us to head to the Red Dragon. I think we can still manage to do that in this episode. Don't know if we can do everything there, but I do think we can get quite far. Wait a second. What the hell is going on here? Something is afoot. Also with the game. It never had these big pauses before. Kind of odd. The Red Dragon. Time to head into this place.
I'm sorry. Dinner service stopped a little while ago, but our lounge is still open.
Ah, yes, I see, but I'm here to see Wang Hu. Miao sent me.
I'll get the elevator.
Oh, thank you so much.
Second floor, have a good night.
Thank you.
Hello? Hey, baby. Oh, I'm still at work. I don't know. Why would I want to rush home right away? Yeah, I'll get with that. What else? With a what? Oh, you're in the kitchen. Yeah, they were on sale, so I bought some. You do too like zucchini. Hey, Andrea. What? No, he's not. No, he's not. No, he's not. Hold on, Andrea. I've got another call. Hey, Serena. Did you hear about Joe? And yes, he is. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. I know. I was just on the phone with Andrea, and I was all, no, he's not. Yes, he is.
American women. I think they make me want to puke my guts out if I was still alive. They are so easy. As I said, Trump, I mean, oops. Well, let's just continue.
They took her. They took her.
Who did I take?
Kiki, my daughter. They grabbed her. They called and said, Wang Ho has meddled with Tong for the last time.
This might not be the best time, but Ming Zhao sent me to talk with you.
Ming Zhao? Oh, of course. Please forgive me, but as you can see, I am in a most terrible situation. I am Wang Ho, owner of the Red Dragon. Again, I apologize for my inconsiderate behavior.
Oh, please. No need. What was going on here, Wang Ho?
The Tong, a local street gang here in Chinatown, just broke into my restaurant and kidnapped my daughter at gunpoint. The Tong grow more bold every day, and now they have my Kiki.
Oh, I see. And that makes Daddy angry, doesn't it? Do you know where she is? I might be able to go get her.
No. The Tong have many... wait. Please excuse me a moment. Hello. Zhao. Huh? Yes. How did you... Of course. I see. Thank you, my friend. Your debt has been repaid 1,000 times over. Yes. Of course. Goodbye.
That didn't sound like a tongue.
That was someone who owed me an old debt. It has been repaid. I know where the Tong are keeping my daughter.
Well, just tell me there, and someone should better call the coroner in that case.
Kiki is being held at the Lotus Blossom, a massage parlor here in Chinatown. If you bring her back to me, I will help you in any way that I can.
Now, those are words I like to hear. I will go get your daughter, and then we will get down to business.
Thank you. I shall wait here until you return. Strike fast. The Tong will not be expecting anyone so soon. Good luck, my friend.
Not a problem. Well, But before we leave, there was also this Hengyokai we had to find in this place. We should discuss that. Why do you need to press twice in this elevator? When I say go down, go down.
500 front, another 500 after the deal. No questions asked or I walk.
What are you talking about?
My pardons, you looked like someone who might have some interest in my product. Actually, you'd be surprised at the variety of people who fit that profile.
Yeah, I see. I assume you are Zigania?
No, and I would rather you did not suggest such a thing. He is a business associate, not one I enjoy dealing with either.
Well, why won't you talk about him?
No. Anyone else? This would not be an issue, but him? No, I'm sorry, you're going to have to ask somebody else.
Look, I wouldn't have asked if it wasn't important. You have got to help me.
I understand, but you do not understand the consequences. Perhaps if I knew your reasons, I'd feel more at ease about divulging that information.
Well, somebody I know wants to meet him. Would that suffice?
Can you elaborate?
Well, let's say that we're going to do some fishing.
Yes, that's what I wanted to hear. If that's your goal, I'd be willing to help arrange a meeting with him.
Excellent. So I assume you also have some issues with him?
Something like that. I was supposed to meet him at the fish market tonight. You go in my place, but if you do, I hope your intentions are serious. He is also a very serious man.
Fish market tonight. I've got it. And no problem. He's as good as dead. Alright, now, there is more things to do over here, but I think that is for our next episode. I say I thank you for watching, and remember, great peril yields great beauty.